It's a beautiful day to pop into the thrift store, and I'm going to take you to my small town Goodwill that opened about 6 months ago. I pop in most days for about 30-45 minutes, and each day my goal is to find one or two things that might be able to sell for 50 plus. Not sure what I'll find today, but I thought I'd show you around, show you what I find, and yeah, so let's go thrifting. All right, our Goodwill is relatively small compared to a lot of bigger ones I've been to, especially in some of the bigger cities like LA. But I think this is the perfect size for me, just to be able to pop in, check out a couple sections each day and not get too overwhelmed. So for me, this is like a perfect size Goodwill. But I usually start off in hard goods or shoes because I usually have baby and she gets a little squirrely, and this is just easier for me to browse these sections. I'm going to show you my point of view today from thrifting, and if you're a thrifter, you can kind of see these labels very quickly like I can, and know kind of the approximate value or know if something's worth looking up. But I'm going to talk through my thought process, and it may not be the same as yours, and that's totally fine, but I definitely do look things up still, even after 8 years of reselling. But I know many brands, especially shoes and clothing, so I just kind of skim over them pretty regularly. I look for labels first and foremost, like the brands, because for me, that's kind of my bread and butter, is selling by brand, not style. But style still does matter. So it could be a great brand, and if I don't like the style or I don't think that style will do well, I will pass. This brand, Azila, I don't know how to say it, but I didn't know that one. I did end up looking it up later. I didn't really like that style, so I passed on it, but looks like the brand's okay in the 20 to 30 range for most items, but that's not really what I'm looking for these days. I still have some stuff that I can list in the 20 to 30 range that's been sitting in a death pile for a couple years. I'm looking for one or two higher dollar things each day, and I am a part-time reseller, so my reselling has changed over the years dramatically, going from full-time to almost non-existent. I almost, killed my whole reselling business to now kind of being more part-time again. So this is a cute little style, more retro style of Nicole Miller. I have sold Nicole Miller, but it's not something that I gravitate towards, and usually it doesn't have a high return. So yeah, my community, I would say I can really luck out if I can get some good cowboy boots, and I have found quite a few of those here, or some more outdoor wear type brands. So that's because we do have Four Seasons, which is not as common in California. So boots is my favorite section, and I've also lucked out with some men's shoes, but the style of these looked kind of fun, and they were very heavy duty. They felt just like quality, but when I looked inside, I believe this one was Fergie, which is not to say it's a bad brand. I don't know if I've ever sold Fergie, to be honest, but I decided to pass on these. I just wanted to see what the brand was. I do appreciate when Goodwills use the little rubber bands at times, especially if you're shopping in the bins and they use rubber bands, because then you're not like constantly trying to find that second shoe or boot. But just browsing, not seeing anything, you can usually tell based off of quality or style if something that stands out as being unusual. A lot of these are just kind of basic B shoes. So I decided to go pop over to the clothing, and it got 2 tags on sale at 50% at my Goodwill every week right now. I'm not sure why, because we're still relatively new, but they have yellow and green today, so I'll try to remember that when I'm browsing around. I did spot these Madewell, and for a lot of people, Madewell, you see it's a dime a dozen in your thrift stores, but that's just not a brand that I see in my area because we don't have a lot of shopping. We have a Walmart, and other than that, you'd have to do all your shopping online or go to a big city. So I have sold this brand, or this style, I think it's the Demi boot cut of Madewell, and in the past, a long time ago, probably like 5 years ago, it did okay for me. It was like in the 30-35 range, but that's not what it is today. This is a brand I've sold quite a few times at Revice, Revice. As you can see, this had some tragic situation with the hole in the back, but that brand occasionally has done well for me in the past. I'm not sure what the current market value is, but in the past I used to be able to sell those for about 50. It's probably gone down these days. I really like men's jackets. I'm always looking for kind of the more outdoor wear kind, or maybe some cool vintage jackets. And I'm always browsing a little bit for us as a family. So if something stands out to me that maybe Robert would like in the men's section, you know, he gets a lot of thrifted clothes from me these days because, well, he's stuck with me. So not in a bad way, just, and I think he appreciates it. So there was a new rack of little baby clothes. I decided to pop over because I buy most of baby's clothes at the thrift. I found these little Carter's onesies. They were 99 cents a piece. They were not on sale because they're on a new rack, but how adorable. Little farm animals. We live on a street with a lot of farm animals, and so when we go for bike rides, she gets to see all of them and points them out. So onesies get damaged by a 1+ year old pretty quickly. So $5 for 5 onesies, and they're new because one of them had still the barb kind of attached, and they just separated them out because I'm sure it was just like a pack. But how cute are those? I brought them home and Robert was like, oh, where'd you get these? These are super cute. So anyways, I picked those up for $5, and I'm always looking for things in kind of her next month or her next size up. Those were her current size, 18-month, but I am always kind of browsing in the more 24-month and 2T these days because that's what we have less of, and she'll be there quickly. So baby stuff has been fascinating to me because I never really looked at it, and I've actually found some decent finds to resell from baby stuff. So it's kind of a kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I popped over to the shorts because there were these North Face shorts that I've been eyeing for the last couple weeks, and I wanted to see if this was the color of the week, the yellow or green. It was not, but they're just really great hiking shorts. I'm not a huge North Face person to resell, but to wear, especially because we go on quite a bit of camping and hiking trips, I thought, well, they've got them marked up a little bit. If I can get them on sale, that'll be great. I don't mind popping over to this little area where they kind of lock up shoes. I used to, when I was a new reseller, avoid these areas because I was like, oh, they're marking stuff up, and oh, like I'd be grumpy about it. But now I'm like, I don't care because I'd rather sometimes pay $20 or $30 for something if it's going to sell for $100 to $200. So I'm not afraid to spend or pay up a little bit at times. But I didn't see anything I was really excited about. The docks looked kind of fun, but I didn't even look them up, to be honest. I think they were priced pretty high, like 40 or something. Anyways, so, and those do rotate. Those shoes rotate pretty quickly, so people are buying them. But here's another new rack. I love being able to look at the new racks. Sometimes if the employee is putting some of the stuff out, I won't touch their rack because they're working on it. But if there's no employee around, I'll go pop over and see if I can find anything. This is a brand, I think it says Dipping Daisies or something. I didn't know what it was. It kind of looks like a LA Gen Z brand, to be honest. I didn't recognize it. I was thinking, well, maybe I'll look it up later, but I probably wasn't going to get too much just based off of the style. And so, yeah. But here I am. The nice thing about new racks is it kind of forces me to look at a variety of items. So I don't typically look at men's jeans very often. And here's some men's jeans. And this is a brand I've sold once before. And I could feel the fabric. I knew these were selvage. And I did confirm it with the stitching. But Tailor Stitch, these jeans retail for about $200. I've sold Tailor Stitch before that weren't selvage jeans, and it did not sell well for me. So I am not advocating that this brand is like an always pickup. But I decided to look up the selvage jeans to see if there was a decent market. And I'll just try and show you kind of how I do it. Most of the time, it depends on what the item is. So if it's kind of a trendy or, you know, a lot of my clothing items, I'll start on Poshmark and I just look at solds. I do not look at the listed price. I look at sold prices. There's no easy way to really kind of like look at how many are listed versus how many are sold, unless it's very obvious that there's like only one listed. And I don't get too picky about looking up size or color. I don't break it down too much. I'm just usually scanning. And right now I'm seeing a lot of the selvage Tailor Stitch are selling right around that 50 mark. So I'm kind of thinking this might be worthwhile. Then I decided to go look up that Dippin' Daisies little tank since I already had my phone out. Some people get nervous about pulling your phone out around like Goodwill employees or thrift store employees. I don't. Partly because I could just be looking up the value and the brands of things for myself. It doesn't always mean you're a reseller, but also they know there are resellers out there. So anyways, this is a cute little tank. I'm sure someone in my community will find it and wear it and rock it, but the comps weren't high enough for me to pick up. So I was kind of tempted to go over to hard goods. It has been one of my favorite little areas, and I found some decent finds recently in hard goods, but sometimes I'm just over here waiting for them to bring out new racks, to be honest. So that's kind of what I'm doing. These little ginger sisters or whatever it was, they had like a drink recipe on the side. Those were kind of cute little vintage cups. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, this one's been around for a couple weeks, and it's marked and it looks like it's super cute. I actually don't know what this is. Is this like a little dip trio thing? It looks a little small for dips. I think I looked it up at one point like a week ago, and it was like possibly tequila shots, but then I'm like, why would you have 3 tequila shots? Anyways, it's some little pottery. I can't find much about it, but it does look really cute. Our color of the week does not work for hard goods or shoes. It's just for clothing. So I will say that's one bummer compared to the LA Goodwills. This is Central SoCal, Southern California Goodwill system. So this is not Goodwill SoCal. Confusing since they both technically have Southern California in the name, but this is Bakersfield, Kern County, mostly that area. And Tehachapi is in Kern County, about 1 hour from Bakersfield, which is the main city in the county. I do appreciate that they've got a lot of Target stuff. We do not have a Target near us. The closest one is an hour. So the fact that our Goodwill system has new product from Target. Oh, here we go. Here's a new rack. Also, keep in mind, this is early in the morning, and so there aren't many people shopping. And sometimes that's nice to pop in because then I don't have to navigate a whole bunch of craziness. But yeah, so I really like the fact that we have Target stuff in our stores because, we're a small town. We just don't have much here. I'm just looking at these ties because she's putting the rack out and I don't want to bother her, but I really don't care about the ties. I have had some good tie sales in a long time ago, but that's just not my cup of tea these days. I don't even like looking at ties. So it looks like this is mostly women's clothing, which is great. These racks, again, I move pretty quickly. I am slowing down surprisingly because I'm trying to show you my point of view. But I think when you do this long enough, it's not to be that hostile reseller that's super obvious, but I think you could just feel fabrics and see the different prints or colors, and it just makes it so that you go pretty quick. But if you're trying to learn brands, these videos probably aren't the most helpful because we're moving quick. But if you are a reseller and you appreciate the quickness of labels, then hopefully you're enjoying, because that's what this is. I just love the fact that when you do this long enough, you learn so much, even just about how a tag could look and how it could be stitched on, to know if it's even worth looking up. And I personally am not one that thinks that I could just scan without looking at labels and go by quality and that kind of stuff, or prints. That's never worked out for me. I have to kind of look at labels, or I won't find anything. So not finding much on this rack, which is a little disappointing, but it is what it is. One of these new racks, a few weeks ago, it had women's pants on it, and I'm not a huge fan of women's pants, non-jeans. And I found 6 pairs of Maeve Colette pants. I've already sold 2 of them for over $50 a piece. They were not marked up. They were $6.99. And so those new racks can really pay off. I just saw this at the end of a rack, and I thought these kind of look fun. I really like this striped one, and this looks like a vintage tag. I don't recognize the brand, but I was able to read that it says Made in USA. And I thought, how fun is that? This is not the color of the week. And both of these, I'll show you in a second. This is a Made in the USA vintage color block Nike. Now, I'm still doing some research on this one. It's a gray tag, so I believe it's late 80s, early 90s. And this one might actually do well. This one might be in the 50 to 100 range. So really excited about this pickup. Baby starts throwing things and she starts getting squirrely, and that's usually my cue to go. So we have got to go before she starts crying. Okay, I think I had a pretty good day. I am really excited about learning about this Nike because I don't do a lot of vintage. I mean, I have done quite a bit over the years, but it's always a new journey for me. So just to show you the tag a little bit closer, made in the USA, gray. I'm not sure what this is. And then it obviously has some other kind of fraying tags. But in my quick search right now, I can't find this exact colorway. It's like a tri-color, which is kind of fun. I see quite a bit of the really high dollar ones just having one simple swoosh on it and being made in the USA. But I'm learning some stuff and hopefully I can get this listed soon. Baby actually pulled this out. So I need to rethread this little hoodie thing. If you don't know, you can use like a straw and rethread it through. I think you can use a safety pin as well, but I've never tried that. So I need to rethread this through and do a little more research on it, but what a fun find. Even if I got $50 for this and $50 for the jeans, that to me in a short amount of time thrifting is a great day. So anyways, be sure to hit the thumbs up if you liked this point of view thrift with me, and lots more videos coming soon. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.